I was just sitting here thinking, doing some business, getting orders taken care of, and I did put a message on the channel. If you are still awaiting Mistech orders from me, had a little drama, had a little trauma the last couple months. Want to make sure that no one's fallen through the cracks. Please contact me at newcosmicknowledge@gmail.com if you have not received a Mistech order that you ordered. And please give me full details, product, size, mailing address, date that you made the donation. I apologize for the delays. We're getting it set up. I want to make sure no one falls through the cracks. And thank you very much. And I was just thinking, thank you very much. I was just thinking that 35 or 6 years I've been doing this spirituality stuff. 36 years, ladies and gentlemen. That's a long time. In the most conservative, hardcore, fundamentalist Christian realms, and now in the New Age, New Thought, truther, freeform, spirituality genre. I don't know everything, but I know some things. And this idea of transmutation is probably the coolest, if not one of the coolest, if not the coolest idea that I've ever come across, that I've ever realized, that I've ever been given a revelation of. And I know it's going to help a lot of people. And it is really the great work. It is really the true inside job. It is what's going to make the difference between you living a life of quiet desperation or living a life that is a daring adventure. I just know it's true. And we're going to talk about today transmutation. I'll get a little personal with you, and we'll talk about some things, and we'll be real, and we'll try to get to the place where we can help one another along this area of transmutation. And I think with transmutation, those of us that even think about transmutation, we think about it in terms of withstanding. How can I not let this affect me? And, when you're in a situation, and of course, transmutation means that you take something that's coming at you that is either unbalanced, out of order, chaotic, dark. Those are all synonyms. We call it dark, but it really means disorderly. It really means out of balance. It really means, well, what did I say? It was something that comes to you that's out of balance, it's dark, chaotic, or out of balance. That's what we're talking about. We tend to think in terms of just withstanding it, holding on, gritting our teeth, and just taking it, and not letting it affect us. Putting up a force field, right? And just let it bombard us until it passes. And that's not a terrible strategy, because it did come to pass. It didn't come to stay. And yet sometimes it stays long enough to wear you down, to where you react. Now, I don't know about you. I'm probably just talking about me, because there's probably no one else that experiences these type of difficulties as I do. I'm a pretty chill guy. I'm pretty calm. I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty collected. I'm the last of the great optimists. I just let it go. I'm like, okay, you know what? Just let it go. But when you're in a situation where it's a personal situation, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a job thing, maybe it's a business thing, and all of a sudden you're getting this unbalanced, out of order, chaotic, dark, hard for me to do that, dark energy pummeling you. And if you're a Star Trek fan, you can think, oh, shields up. You put your shields up and you just let that stuff pummel you and bounce off your shields. But even in Star Trek, ladies and gentlemen, even on the great lady, the USS Enterprise, every now and then her shields would take so much pounding that they would begin to weaken and things would begin to get through the shields and there would be damage to the hull. And when the hull of your ship is damaged, you tend to react. And again, this is just me. I'm sure it's not any of you. But my strategy has always been put up the shields, let it come, just weather the storm, it'll pass. And yet, sometimes when you're in a situation where you're being pummeled by unbalanced, disorderly, chaotic, dark energy, you're getting yelled at, you're getting screamed at, you're getting insulted, you're getting deconstructed, people are coming at you, coming at you, coming at you. Sometimes they will keep up the assault long enough to wear down your patience, to wear down your resolve. And again, this is just me, none of you. And then you find yourself returning like for like. Then you find yourself returning fire on your phasers. And every now and then you find yourself letting a photon torpedo or two go. And that can be dangerous. And again, I'm just talking about me, not you, because my ship is well armed with verbal armaments, offensive verbal armaments. And I can be, if I get pushed too far, I can get just as powerful and just as dark and just as unbalanced and just as chaotic as anybody. And maybe just that much more. So what I'm trying to say, besides tell on myself, and I'm about as chill as they come. I'm about as optimistic as they come. I've got some seasoning under my belt. So if I can't withstand constant verbal barrage without returning fire, then you probably won't be able to either. You're a better person than I am. I get that. But you probably eventually, there's a possibility at least, that you'll begin to return fire. And when you return fire, yeah, you may win and yeah, you may inflict damage, but you're bringing into existence energetic emanations, energetic entities that aren't going to help you. Yeah, you won an argument. Yeah, you got your points across. Yeah, you slapped a person down that was slapping you down. You can pat yourself on the back and your ego can feel great. But at the end of the day, you've created energetic disorder. You've created energetic imbalance. You've created energetic chaos. And you've created energetic, what's the fourth one I always talk about? Darkness. And not only will you have to deal with it, but we will have to deal with the stuff that you have created, because it creates a layer of dense spiritual and energetic fog here in our domain. So, is there a better way? Well, there's got to be a better way, because that's not a perfect way. And I'm convinced that if you haven't found a perfect way, there's a better way out there just waiting for you to discover it. So, do we have our paradigm all wrong? Do we have our paradigm completely messed up? Because instead of thinking of terms of withstanding it, instead of thinking in terms of how can I not let this affect me? How can I resist this? Are we thinking too small, ladies and gentlemen? Has the Matrix culled our predatory instincts? Have we allowed the fear and guilt control matrix to destroy our inner serpent? Have we allowed the fear and guilt control matrix to emasculate our sacred masculine? And ladies, you've got a sacred masculine. Fellas, you got a sacred feminine. And maybe in this regard, we're too much in the sacred feminine. We're too dove and not enough serpent. When I'm sitting there, and again, I'm just talking about me because I'm sure I'm the only one that has this problem. And I know my situations, but when I'm sitting there being attacked, and I'm not talking about physical attacks, that's the easiest thing to deal with. But if I'm being verbally attacked, mentally assaulted, people saying bad things, people trying to say things to, deconstruct you and make you feel bad and tear you down, just sitting there with my shields up is probably a good, I don't know, just sitting there with my shields up is too passive. It's too feminine. And even sacred feminine is not right when incorrectly applied. Is there a better way? So when you're being verbally assaulted, when someone's yelling at you, when someone's screaming at you, when someone is saying things to you that are designed to tear you down, make you feel bad, put you in a negative, make you feel less than situation, I call it deconstructing you, emasculating you, or defeminizing you. When someone's coming at you verbally, and you know what I'm talking about, is that the time to let your inner serpent go? And I don't mean by returning fire. So stay with me. So, Jeff, how can we let the inner serpent go without returning fire? It's a little thing called transmutation, ladies and gentlemen. And I wish that I would have got this revelation about, well, it would have been really great if I got this revelation about 7 or 8 months ago. But even if I would have got this revelation 2 months ago or 3, I would have liked, and this is probably bad, but I'm a spiritual alchemist, right? I'm a magician. I'm a wizard. And I would have loved, just the magical, objective, empirical part of me would have loved to have just tested this stuff out in real world conditions, out of the laboratory, off of YouTube, in the real world. I would have loved to have been able to take those same assaults and applied a different response. And the response that I'm talking about today of transmutation. So, Jeff, you're saying maybe we need to be more predatorial when we're being attacked, but yet you're saying we shouldn't return fire. How do you explain that? Well, what does a predator actually do at the end of the day? A predator is not defined by being one that attacks. A predator is not defined by being one that returns fire. A predator is defined as one that consumes another. One that consumes another. So if we're not going to return fire, if we're not going to return like for like, if we're not going to engage in unbalanced, disorderly, chaotic, dark verbal exchanges, or even unbalanced, disorderly, chaotic, dark mental exchanges. Because, folks, the true way of inner transmutation, the true way, the true great work, the true inside job is not even to have mental thoughts of disharmony. I know some of you think I'm crazy, and that's A-OK. I'm here to make you think crazy. I'm here to make you think outside the box. I'm here to make you go, what? What if, when you're being attacked in these ways, you act thoroughly predatorial? You begin to think in terms of consumption, eating, owning, capturing. Let's switch gears for a second. When you're being attacked verbally, someone's being really mean to you, is that energy as it comes at you, does it feel powerful or does it feel just kind of Feels pretty freaking powerful, doesn't it? When someone's snarling at you and contorting their face and saying things that they know are designed to make you feel this big, when they're saying things to you that they know are designed to strike you in your very heart of hearts, when they're saying things to you that they know by knowing you are specifically designed to make you feel bad, make you feel rotten, make you feel small, make you feel destroyed, make you feel pulled down, make you feel torn down, make you doing everything they can to make you cry and run out and say, I'm a horrible person. When those types of energies are being directed at you, are they strong energies or are they weak and passive energies? Cousin, those energies are strong AF. They're strong. They're powerful. So, if you are being bombarded with powerful stuff, instead of throwing up your shields and letting it bounce off, waiting for the storm to pass, instead of letting loose your photon torpedoes and your phasers and everything else, sticks and stones and bricks and everything, what if you got truly predatorial? I wonder what would have happened if I'd have got truly predatorial. Boy, I wish I don't want anymore, but if it ever does, and boy, if I had only known then what I know now, what if when this powerful energy, unbalanced, unorderly, chaotic, dark is coming at you, what if you, as a true predator, consumed it? It's powerful. What if you, as a true predator, consumed this energy, sucked it in? If they want to throw that powerful energy to them, at you, and where's it coming from? It's coming from the person that's throwing it at you. And if they want to throw all of that power, all of that energy, all of that hate, all of that rancor, all of that vileness, all of that nastiness, if they want to throw that at you, can you imagine the tremendous energetic emanation, the tremendous energetic requirements that it takes for that person to do that to you, at you? What if you could take that power and just, what's the Anthony Hopkins thing? If you could just suck it all in. If you could just consume it. It's energy, man. And we know there's no such thing as bad energy. Energy is just energy. Yes, it's unbalanced. Yes, it's disorderly. Yes, it's chaotic. Yes, it's quote unquote dark, as we define dark. That's just a label that we attach to it. But it's energy, brother. It's energy, sister. And it's powerful energy. Powerful energy. What if we could just sit there and calmly and very predatorially, and you know, predators, I've been this close literally to 17-foot long great white sharks. And I spent a week watching great white sharks, which is arguably the apex predator on this planet other than us. And that great white shark is constantly running an algorithm in his or her head. And I know this because the National Geographic people on the boat with me told me it's the truth, and I believe them. They're constantly running an algorithm that says, how much energy do I have to expend to eat this thing compared to how much energy I can gain from the digestion of this same thing? So a great white shark, if you watch them, they have great economy of motion. And they can sneak up on you. I mean, you're sitting there in a cage most of the time looking for a great white shark, and they sneak up behind you. And the water's clear, it's 50 feet visibility, but they sneak up on you. And they have great economy of motion. They look like they're gliding through the water. It's not like you see their tails and stuff really swishing unless they're eating or attacking. But they have great economy of motion. They're just very calm and cool because they don't want to expend any unnecessary energy. So what if we think like a great white shark? And here's somebody going crazy in your face and yelling and screaming and waving their arms and doing everything they can to make you feel as bad as they can, as fast as they can. What if you just are like a great white shark and you're just cruising? And you feel that energy coming. And what if you could be like a great white shark and open your mouth and consume that energy? It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of power. What if you could just consume it? Well, Jeff, why would I want to consume bad stuff? Well, great white sharks eat a lot of things that are dead or dying because they're the easiest, right? And they have substances within their bodies that will filter out and kill the things that would be harmful to their health if they're eating dead or dying things. Well, we have the same thing spiritually. What I'm suggesting you today is that through the process of transmutation, you can take unbalanced, disorderly, chaotic, dark energy into yourself, like the great white shark you are, and you can transmute that dark, unbalanced, chaotic energy into just plain energy that you can use yourself and empower yourself. And you can, just like the great white shark, they excrete the stuff that's bad for them. You can excrete the spiritual stuff that's bad for you too. We need to be predators. And we don't go looking for trouble, but we don't start fights, but maybe we need to get to the place where we start finishing them. We're not going to start fights. We're not going to start arguments. We're not going to start this back and forth. But maybe we should get to the place where we start finishing them as the true predators we are. And what do you mean by that, Jeff? Well, what I mean is, and again, this is just me, not you. I'm sure you don't deal with these issues. But when someone gets in my face and starts yelling and screaming and starts doing all the things I've been talking about, what if I could just take in that energy? Tastes good. Finger looking good. Energy. Finger looking good. Because it's just energy, and we all need energy. And all of this powerful energy coming at me, coming at me, coming at me, coming at me. What if I'm just sit back saying, keep bringing it. Oh, give me more. Keep giving it. Keep bringing it to me. Just let me eat it up. I know it sounds kind of gross and weird, but what if it's power? It's coming at me. Just keep bringing it to me. It's like the waiter bringing you more food. Just keep bringing it. Just keep bringing it. I'm taking it in. Just keep bringing it. And what if mentally, when they're doing that to you, you're just like, okay, just keep feeding me. I love it. I'm taking in this energy. I'm taking it in. I'm taking it in. Maybe you even want to, you want to breathe it in, take it in. I'm taking this energy in. Keep bringing me this stuff. Keep saying that. Keep doing it. And it does a couple things. Number one, I think you really can take in the energy. And number two, if you're just focusing on the energy, you're not focusing on the stupidity that's being said. And even if they're saying some stuff that's true, they're trying to hurt you with it, so it doesn't matter anyway. But you can take in the energy, and if you're focusing on the energy and taking it all in, you're not listening to the stupid words that it's attached to. Because you don't care about the words. You're going to excrete those anyway if they do get into your brain. You're not worried about the anger and the hurt and the pain. Because remember, at the end of the day, hurting people hurt people. And you may think they're trying to hurt you, but they're really coming from a place of hurt and damage and brokenness themselves. So hurting people hurt people. So you almost should say, yeah, whatever. Bring it on. I could use some energy. I'll take it. Bring it. Give me all you got. Keep taking that energy. Keep taking that energy. Keep taking that energy. Keep taking that energy. And if you're taking all of this powerful energy that they're expending, what's going to happen? They're going to run out of energy. You're being a vampire. You're being a predator, but you're being a vampire in a good way. You're being a predator in a good way. You're being a serpent in a good way. Did Jeff just say we should all be good vampires? He sure damn did. Did Jeff just say we should all be good predators? He sure damn did. Because if you are going to come at me expending great energy designed to make me feel bad, to tear me down, to belittle me, to deconstruct me, I got no problem, cousin, eating up all of that which you want to bring at me. Bring it at me, cuz. Give me the best you got. Bring it on. Bring it on. You want to get out of control and throw powerful energy at me? Bring it on. I'll take it. You want to get out of control and throw all of this powerful, energetic, emotional stuff at me? Throw it at me. I can use more energy. I'll take it. And I will calmly, like a great white shark with great economy of emotion, simply breathe in and absorb all that energy that you're throwing at me. You'll get weaker and weaker, and I'll get stronger and stronger. You'll run out of steam, and I'll be built up better, stronger, faster, like Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man. If you're old, you remember that. And because I'm taking in all of your energy, you're going to run out of energy and stop saying stupid stuff to me. And I'm going to get built up even though you're trying to tear me down. And you'll finally run out of steam and hush. And I will have not said anything to contribute to a disharmonious, unbalanced environment in my own life. And you will even benefit from that. The one that's attacking me, you'll benefit from the fact that I didn't attack back. And you'll be exhausted. But think of it this way, folks. That person that is coming at you, they will have exhausted all of this energy, yes, but they will have also got a lot of unbalanced, disorderly, chaotic energy out of themselves. And just maybe they'll be able to come to the place of, oh man, what have I done? What have I said? What have I done? What, and if you don't respond and if you just eat their energy and you're all built up and they say, well, it didn't even bother him. It didn't even bother her. And oh man, the things I said, the words I used, oh, maybe they'll have a moment of realization. Maybe they won't, but it doesn't matter to you. So take in the energy. As long as they're willing to give it, take it. It's like them giving you money. Think of them handing you money. Every time they say it, they're handing you $100 bills. Boom, 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 one after the other. How long would you hold your hand out? As long as they kept giving them out, right? So just keep taking the energy. Don't say anything. Don't do anything. Just take that energy in. And when they stop, just go through a mental transmutation process. Just go through an energetic transmutation process. I just took in a lot of unbalanced, disorderly, chaotic, dark energy. And right now, I'm stripping it of the darkness. I'm stripping it of the chaos. I'm putting it back into order. I'm putting it back into balance. It's just energy. And I'm taking it and I'm using it now for the betterment of both me and the entire universe. And even that poor person that was attacking you. I don't see a hole in that plan. I don't see a flaw in that plan. What would the reaction be real time? That's what I wish I'd have known this a few months ago so I could have practiced this real time. Because I don't get much drama in my life. I don't get much trauma in my life. I don't get those situations that I was in for a while. And if I'd have just been able to see it in a real world environment, that would have been super cool. But I'm not asking for any more of that. Trust me. Because think about it. It is an entity of some type that's causing that type of energy to be projected at you. It may look like the person that is across from you doing that to you, but there's a deeper reason and a deeper cause and a deeper source of what's coming at you. Because I don't think that people in and of themselves have that much darkness and imbalance and chaos within them. They're channeling something or something's using them. So remember, you're not, well, Jeff, I just can't stand to suck a person dry like that. Well, they're trying to suck you dry. And you're really helping them because you're sucking them dry to give them a chance to come to themselves. Because as long as they're full of that piss and vinegar, as we call it, as long as they're full of that righteous indignation, as long as they're full of that selfish, I deserve, he did and she did and they needed to hear, as long as they're full of that, they'll never be able to come to themselves and realize, oh man, I said some horrible, stupid things. And oh man, even if it's true, it's not helping me, it's not helping them. You're doing them a service by allowing them to empty that stuff out of themselves. And you're doing yourself a service by taking in that energy. It's free energy. It's money, yeah, yeah. And if it's an entity that's behind it, you're sucking that entity dry. And me, being the predator I am, after that person gets done yelling at me, I'm going to hopefully out of that person's earshot, because you don't really want to start it all over again. And I dispel and disband any entity that caused this energy to come at me, because it'll be weakened, it'll be worn down. And what we really should do is flood it with balanced, harmonious, light energy, so it'll snap back into normal energy and not be the dark, quote unquote, energy that it is. If it is an entity of some type that's causing the attack, would it flee? Would it leave the real person? Maybe, because it's like, oh God, oh boy, this guy knows what's going on. He's eating my energy. I better get out of here. This dude's too good. Or it'll be so lost in its attack that'll keep it until it, like the witch, and I'm melting. It'll melt away and go back, cease to be unbalanced, cease to be dark, cease to be chaotic, out of order. In either way, whether the entity dies, whether you consume it and render it inert, or whether it flees away, runs away, what are you left with? You're left with a person who was attacking you, who's now exhausted energetically, and who now is not being influenced by that entity anymore. You now have an opportunity perhaps for some real open communication. Now that you've acted like an idiot for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, now that you're exhausted, I wouldn't recommend that you say this, but this is what you're thinking. Now that you've been a complete fool and shown your butt, are you at a place now where you can actually talk about what's really going on, that we can have some real communication? And one of two things happens at that point, ladies and gentlemen. Either you get to the place where you can have real communication about what the real issues are, or you realized that you make a decision of, you realize, wow, how much of this personal relationship, this business relationship, this regular interaction, how much of it is spent with me having to transmute energy? Now, if you really need a lot of energy, that's one thing, but do we really want to spend all of our time transmuting energy? I guess that it gets to the point of, if you consume the negative, if you consume, let's just use the word dark. I know you're getting tired of me saying all 3 or 4 of my little descriptors. Let's just say you're consuming the dark energy, and the person gets to the place where they have a moment of clarity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, I don't know, the master said 7 times forgive. What happens when it gets to 8 times? You get to the place where you say, do I want to spend my time transmuting all this energy because this person constantly is coming at me with this dark stuff? Or do you want to go to another environment where there's not so much darkness being spewed at you on a constant and regular, consistent basis? Maybe you make a decision at that point. Because I don't know if we're predatorial enough to say, well, let me hang around this person because they give me lots of energy and I can use it in other places. That's an option. But it's a lot of drama, cousin. Transmutation. And again, I wish I had come to this a few months ago so I could have used it in a real world environment. But I hope I never have to. I hope I never have to, but certainly I'll start using it on trolls. If you start trolling me, when I get back live again, I'm going to use it on you. So troll on, brothers and sisters, because I want to see if this works in a real world environment. I think it does. My sense is that it's very profound and will be very prolific. And if I'd have known then what I know now, well, it's like the great American philosopher and prophet Tim McGraw said, You do what you do and you pay for your sins. There ain't no such thing as what might have been. It's a waste of time. It'll drive you out of your mind. But we're the last generation of real humans, and we don't have time for that foolishness. Because it's time for us, ladies and gentlemen, to unindoctrinate ourselves, to create ourselves, to build the life that we'll love. This is the real inside job, this transmutation stuff. This is the great work. This is the key that unlocks the door, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. We're the last generation of real humans. Let's be some transmuting humans. Let's be some predators, and let's get busy.